Okay, so here's the deal. With the OnePlus 13s, OnePlus is officially gunning for the compact flagship crown. And make no mistake, the target is clear. It's the iPhone 16. Apple's best-selling small-size flagship is the one to beat, and OnePlus wants in. Now, I've been daily driving both of these phones side by side for over a week. And honestly, what I found surprised me more than I expected. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more such fun and insightful comparisons. Okay, now let's kick things off with the design, because both these phones absolutely look and feel the part. Glass on the front and back, metal rails on the sides. Clean, solid flagship stuff. The iPhone 16 is slightly smaller and lighter than the 13s, but honestly, both feel compact and perfect for one-handed use. Now, I've been using the pink iPhone 16. It's loud, bold, and impossible to miss. Meanwhile, the 13s in that India-exclusive green silk finish feels way more refined, but definitely not boring. I've got this velvet touch, almost soft matte finish that just feels plush. Like you're holding something crafted, not just manufactured. The iPhone 16 feels great too, thanks to the color-infused matte glass. It's smooth, premium, and very Apple. But yeah, the OnePlus 13s just feels nicer. That said, there's a trade-off. The 13s is a fingerprint magnet. The back picks up smudges like crazy, and keeping it clean during the shoot was a full-time job. The iPhone, by comparison, stayed way cleaner. Also, on the durability front, Apple's using ceramic shield on the front, which has proven to hold up better over time. The 13s gets Gorilla Glass 7i, which is solid but not quite in the same league. Design-wise, the 13s definitely borrows from the best. The camera island gives off Pixel vibes, the flat glass and rounded edges feel straight out of the Galaxy S series. And that new Plus key? Yeah, that's Apple all the way. It works just like the iPhone's action button, press and hold to launch an app or shortcut, but just like on the iPhone, it feels a bit limited. The iPhone 16 also gets the camera button, which I still don't love. But if you want a phone with more buttons, the iPhone's got them. As for performance, both the iPhone 16 and the OnePlus 13s held up really well in my day-to-day use. The iPhone runs on Apple's A18 chip, while the 13s is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Both are crazy powerful for sure, but when I looked at benchmarks, the OnePlus 13s came out swinging. In Antutu, it scored about 54% higher than the iPhone 16. Wildlife Extreme had an even wider gap, almost 70%. The only place where the iPhone took the lead was in Geekbench's single-core test, and even that was just 17%. In multi-core, the 13s won again by around 6%. Now, based on benchmark numbers alone, you might think the iPhone 16 is lagging behind. But in real-world use, they feel almost identical. Both are blazing fast and can handle demanding games without breaking a sweat. Where Apple pulls ahead though is game support. The iPhone gets access to full-blown AAA titles like Resident Evil and Death Stranding, the kind of games you just won't find on Android. And that's not really a OnePlus issue, it's the Android platform as a whole. The iPhone 16 feels like a mini gaming console in your hand. But then again, all this power on the iPhone feels a little wasted. And it's because of one thing, the display. On paper, the iPhone 16 Super Retina XDR OLED looks impressive. You get Dolby Vision HDR10 and Apple's usual color accuracy. But it's still a 60Hz display, and in 2025, that's just hard to accept on a flagship. Now compare that to the OnePlus 13s. It has a 1.5K Pro XDR display, supports Dolby Vision and HDR10+, and runs at a silky smooth 120Hz. So everything felt a lot smoother on the OnePlus. Even basic stuff like flipping through the app drawer felt choppy on the iPhone. And that's not the A18's fault. The chip has power, but the screen is holding it back. However, the iPhone does edge ahead a bit, thanks to its 2000 nit HVM brightness compared to 1600 nits on the OnePlus. Overall, the 13s easily takes the win on displays. But when it comes to audio, both have stereo speakers. Yet, the iPhone 16 sounds noticeably richer and fuller. In terms of software, the difference between these two couldn't be more obvious. The iPhone 16 runs iOS 18 out of the box, while the OnePlus 13S comes with Oxygen OS 15 on top of Android 15. Now, I use an iPhone as my daily driver and I'm pretty locked into the Apple ecosystem. But even then, the Oxygen OS really impressed me. Animations are smoother, app launches feel quicker, and multitasking with that 120Hz panel is just buttery. The one edge the iPhone still holds is software longevity. Apple's update cycle is slightly longer, so if you're in it for the long haul, that's something to factor in. Now let's talk AI because both these phones are leaning hard into it. With iOS 18.5, Apple's finally stepping up its AI game. But let's be honest, it's still playing catch up. Both phones offer the basics, summaries, writing tools, photo editing, but OnePlus is doing it better. For instance, Circle to Search is faster and more intuitive than Apple's visual intelligence. Photo editing tools are smarter too, better erasers, cleaner results. And then there's AI Plus Mind. I mapped it to the plus key, one tap reads whatever's on screen and suggests actions. Super useful, and honestly, something I wish iOS had. Alright, now time to talk cameras, and this one was way closer than I expected. Both pack dual camera setups. The iPhone 16 has a 48 megapixel main with sensor shift OIS and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide. The OnePlus 13S brings a 50 megapixel main with OIS plus EIS and a second 50 megapixel sensor for 2x optical zoom. No Hasselblad branding this time, but don't let that fool you. In daylight, the 13S surprised me with how vibrant and punchy the photos looked straight out of the camera. The iPhone kept things more natural and true to life, and it did pull ahead in detail thanks to its 24 megapixel bind output versus OnePlus's 12 megapixel. Low light performance was a mixed bag. The iPhone mostly held up, but occasionally added this odd yellow tint. The 13S was more consistent and handled colors better across the board. The 13S is also better for taking portraits. That 2x telephoto just nails the background blur. It looks smoother and more natural. The iPhone's bokeh felt a bit flat in comparison, though its subject separation is very good. Zoom also goes to the OnePlus thanks to that dedicated telephoto. The iPhone starts to fall apart beyond 2x because of the digital crop. Selfies were neck and neck. I like the iPhone's tones more, but the 13S handled highlights better. In video, both shoot in 4K 60 FPS with Dolby Vision. Stabilization is great in both of them, but the iPhone is still the video king in my opinion. Oh, and it can also record spatial audio. In front camera video, the iPhone hits 4K 60, while the 13S is limited to 4K 30. Overall, the iPhone wins for its natural colors and better video. But for social-ready content, the 13S is a beast. Now let's talk battery life. The OnePlus 13S packs a massive 5850 mAh cell versus the iPhone 16's 3561 mAh. On paper, it's a big gap, but in real-world use, both easily lasted a full day. I usually ended up with around 30% on the 13S and about 15% on the iPhone. So credit to Apple's A18 chip and software optimization for keeping up. But charging is where the 13S clearly pulls ahead. It comes with an 80-watt charger in the box and goes from 0 to 100% in under an hour. The iPhone 16 tops out at 20 watt and doesn't ship with a charger. That said, the iPhone supports MagSafe and wireless charging, something the 13S skips, which feels like a miss at this price. So here's the bottom line. Both these phones go almost toe-to-toe in everything. The iPhone 16 nails videos, feels polished and handles pretty much everything you throw at it like a champ. But that 60Hz display drags the whole experience down. The OnePlus 13S feels smoother, faster to charge, and comes with a more versatile camera setup. It just makes more sense to me. And the one to buy, especially if you're not locked into Apple's ecosystem. Let me know which one you'd pick in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the comparison and thanks for watching.